Hello and welcome to another video. It's been a while since I've done a review of anything. I've moved everything over to a new channel. Had a few problems with Google Plus and strange people sending me emails. Anyway, that aside, on this new channel this is the first video for a while. Anyway, this is a review of, this is the X fighting stick for the Xbox. That's the original Xbox, by a company called Cosmo Interactive. Now, the thing that piqued my interest of this, I don't usually go for cheap arcade sticks. This is not really a cheap arcade stick. This is, let's have a look at the thing itself. Here we have it. You may recognise this. This is obviously, name aside, it is a virtua stick, originally released for the Sega Saturn back in the days, and from the information I've read, a company took a bunch of virtua sticks, and in the factory they modified them to work with other consoles. There's Dreamcast editions. Those have got the official Sega name on though, I think. But then another company took over and made some PlayStation versions and some original Xbox versions, and this is for the original Xbox. There's the Xbox connector. Now, looking at it, it's pretty good. I've never seen a virtua stick in hand before, and I quite like this. It's got a good weight to it. The stick, look at the thing there. That's I would say to me that it could be a Seimitsu stick. Now, some of the earlier versions of the virtua stick did have Seimitsu sticks in, and I think they were LS52s. Later on though, they started releasing them with ASCII parts. I think I'm saying that right there. Yes, CII parts. We'll have a look inside the stick later and see what's in there for sure. But the stick seems okay. It's got a bit of a sound to it. Its throw distance seems okay. Quite strong clicks. Buttons are okay. They're not mushy or anything. This button though doesn't seem as good as the rest of them, but the buttons seem they seem like standard buttons, so maybe they can be upgraded with some Sanwa parts later on, because as we all know, Sanwa make the best buttons. They may not make the best joysticks, depending on, you know, whose opinion, but they certainly make the best buttons. Joystick wise, I'm more of a fan of the Seimitsu sticks. But there we go. Now we'll move on to some gameplay and see how it performs. Hi guys, this is the first game I'm going to test. This is Shikigami no Shiro 2 for the Xbox. Playing with the arcade stick. Let's see if the TV's turned up. It says something in Japanese. Arcade mode. Game start. Yes, I'll stop there. It feels quite good on the lap. The joystick. It's not massively heavy. It's not massively light either. It's very good. What I didn't mention is the fact that I got it off eBay at £20. I did a best offer and he accepted, so thanks for that, guy. Let's show you some gameplay. Let's go original mode for now. Pressing the A button to select. I have no idea what that says. Normal mode is good though. That's a funny sound, isn't it? I like the cards. Shot and bomb. It's that simple, really. Let's do it. Blah blah blah. It's got turbos and stuff on this arcade stick. That's what happens if you hold it in. Let's see how it performs. Buttons feel good. Stick is a little stiff, to be honest. It's a little bit stiffer than the Sanwas and the Sumetsu sticks. Or at least the ones I'm used to, anyway. Buttons are not as responsive as the Sumetsu, as Sanwa buttons. So the buttons are definitely not as responsive as Sanwa buttons. But who knows? Maybe they can be swapped over. Bring it on, boy. Whoa! Okay, that's something I didn't know. The stick actually has force feedback motors in there, so this joystick actually rumbles. That's actually pretty cool. So wow, there is force feedback in the joystick. That is pretty cool. So to sum up, the buttons are not as responsive as such as Sanwa buttons. The stick is okay, but again it's not as responsive as say Sumetsu sticks, which are slightly more responsive than Sanwa sticks. But it's okay, and I think the best part of all really is the force feedback motor. I think that's pretty cool. Right, okay, so that's a shoot 'em up game, and let's try a fighting game next, shall we? Alrighty then, let's try some Capcom fighting action with Marvel vs. Capcom 2. And next we'll try an SNK game. How's about that?
Capcom presents Capcom Marvel vs. Capcom 2.
Chicken game, don't I? Some arcade mode action. Maybe do training mode for now. I'm not the best at these fighting games as what I used to be, and honestly I play better with a controller, especially a Sega Saturn type controller. Let's go with Ryu. And how about Captain America? Wolverine Bob. Yeah, whatever. Let's go, Bob.
Get ready to kick butt.
Looks a bit blocky this on the TV, doesn't it? So what are the buttons? That's a dash. It's actually not bad for doing Hadoukens. So what's the three? I can feel a bit of rumble as well, which is pretty cool. So let's try just general movement. It seems responsive enough. So yeah, I mean, it seems to work all right. If we do, so that's the L. So that's the R. L and R are in funny places on this. Instead of being a 4x4 layout like on some of the newer sticks, it's a 3x3 with 2 extra buttons down the side. Kind of bizarre, but you know. I guess there weren't that many arcade sticks around when this was being produced. And this was back in the Sega Saturn days. So yeah, I'm quite impressed by that. I mean, it seems okay. So that's Street Fighter. Let's have a look at a King of Fighters game. Hello again. I've not decided to go the full SNK route. I've gone with Capcom's version of the Versus game. So this is Capcom versus SNK 2. It does have SNK characters in, so we can have a play, can't we?
Capcom versus SNK. Here we go.
Training mode. So you cannot see how shit I am on this game. Let's choose a cool level. Let's choose that one. Why not? It's been such a long time since I've played this. Right, so let's go with some SNK characters. Ratio adjustment.
I can't wait to see your movement. Alright, this show is about to begin. Now, are you ready?
I was hoping to select 3 characters actually, but I don't think you can switch between them on this one. Blocky looking, aren't they, this fight? Okay, so the first thing you'll notice is the fact that the stick is not working at all. That was interesting. Strange. Very strange. YBR. Ooh, I felt that. But why can't I change the buttons? That's interesting. The direction's not working. So we get a punch and a kick to work, except how the direction doesn't. Well, that's strange, isn't it?
Versus S. Here we go.
Oh, I can do it here. Huh. Fight Joe! I'll try. Okay, it seems to be... That's what's slow. So I'm just trying to clear the turbo setting. Pressed it down, it wasn't clear. Turbo punch. Yeah, the button's a bit weird. I said the Y button on this is maybe needs a bit of a clean or something. So it's quite easy to do down to back, down to forward. Do that move. Not that fast on the arcade stick though. The Neo Geo configuration actually works out very well for the Xbox, PlayStation, etc. because they're in the same button configuration as the Neo Geo game controller. So there we have it, the X fighting stick. To conclude, the buttons, again, they could be a little better. The joystick though is actually pretty good for fighting games. It's a little bit stiff, but a little bit of stiffness is good for fighting games. and it works out quite well. So I'm quite pleased with that. It's got a turbo setting, of course. For some reason I can't clear the turbo setting. Maybe I need to hold the button or something. But anyway, it's not bad. So next, we're going to have a look at the insides. But my final thought on how the stick works and how it feels, it's okay. But if you're going to be getting this stick, if you can find it, the X Fighting stick, then I would suggest switching out the buttons for Sanwa buttons, OSBF 30s to be exact. I think they're the right size. Let's have a look inside now. Well, a few screws later, 6 of them to be exact, and we've got the bottom off. It was actually quite difficult to pull off, but for the first time ever, I've not seen inside yet. Let's have a look. Well, there's the rumble motor anyway. That's very cool, isn't it? That's the main board there. This is the board that the buttons are soldered onto. Now, for modding purposes, it's quite spacey on the inside. So I think some Sanwa buttons would fit quite well without having to bend the button joins. And see, what you do for modifying that, you would desolder here and just pull this board out altogether. Now all this board does is actually attach to the main board via these wires here. Now all you need to do is well, if you look on here, there's a little key that tells you which one links to which button, and of course there is also, there's a wire for each button and there's a common ground. So all that I have to do then is daisy chain the buttons and put them onto a single ground. Now then, we'll look at what are we dealing with here exactly. So this is definitely not a Sumitsu. It looks like the ASCII stick, but I'm actually not sure fully. But yeah, it's is it an official or a copy of it? I don't know. I can't tell, to be honest, whether it is a copied version or an actual official ASCII stick. I think it might be an official one. But there you have it. And as I said, these would be quite easy to replace. I mean, the wires are there, fittings are there. Probably quite easy to replace it with a LS56, which I believe was the original type of stick used in this. Okay, so that's the meat and potatoes of it. That's the inside of the stick. So I hope you enjoyed the video. I hope it was very informative. It was definitely a informative experience for me, and later on I will be modifying the stick and I'll show you my progress, so keep an eye out for that and any other future reviews videos here. Thanks for watching.